Hello everyone, and welcome to a quick overview of the new Hikvision Turbo HD DVR 7000 series. This comes with the deep learning function and H.265 encoding that saves a lot of space, and this is a 4-in-1 digital system and analog system. It's not only a DVR, but it's also a network video recorder. It can connect with both analogic HD cameras and also with IP cameras, so you have the best of all the combinations out there. So this makes a very good candidate if you are upgrading your surveillance system. If you have old but very good analogic cameras, you can still use them with this one, and if you want to add several other IP cameras, you can install them also. In the box beside the DVR, you are going to find an accessory box with a quick setup guide, a mouse, power supply, connector cables for the hard drive, and this is a K2 model which supports 2 hard drives, so it comes with 2 data cables and 1 power split cable, so you can connect both hard drives, and a remote control. The DVR, this one, in this model in particular, it's the 8-channel version, 8 analogical version. It also has 4 audio inputs, and also it has an audio output. It can drive HDMI monitor, but also conventional RGB monitor. It has USB port in the front or also in the back. It connects on the LAN cable, doesn't have built-in wireless, works on 12 volt, and it also has alarm system, so you can trigger various stuff with it. To install the hard drives, you need to take this apart. It has several screws that are here, also on the back here, and also on this side here. So we need to take all of those off. And now we can remove the cover gently, slide it back a bit, and then just raise it up, and that's the internals. Not very complicated here. Actually, this is a new generation DVR, so it has pretty advanced processor there. It has some nice passive cooling. It also has an active fan here, so probably when things get hot, this will take the warm air out. You have this battery here for keeping up the settings. Pretty standard design here, and we have a add-on daughter board there for the alarm trigger, and it has some relays here to trigger various stuff. Pretty good, pretty well built. And now we need to install the hard drives. In the accessory box you also get screws for installing the hard drives, so that's a good idea to have those included, otherwise it will be unpleasant. To install the drives, it can be done very easy, so I'm going to install 2 different drives. Although they are not surveillance drives, they still work good. You don't need to do the complicated way, like putting the drive here and trying to keep it in position and switching this on the other side and trying to mesh the screws that go through the hole here and into the drive. You can actually fix one of the screws, 2 screws on one side, then slide the drive, and then put the other 2 screws, and then just tighten them all around. So that makes the installation much more easier. So I'm going to get 1 screw here, so this drive is going to sit there, so I need to put a screw here and another one here. And you can see this layout here is kind of weird, as you have these slides here, you have fixed holes here, and you have 4 slides there, but the hard drive only has fixing hardware on this side and doesn't have this, so you can't match it that way. So you are going to probably match it this way, like here, and it will slide into position. So you have space here between the drives to connect the cables, and in that case you can actually put 4 screws, 4 loose screws, and then slide it into position. Just like that, and now I'm going to match those. I hope that you can see something there. After the screws slide in, you can tighten them up to hold the drive into position. Be sure to secure them properly. You don't want it to rattle or vibrate. And first drive is now installed, and now I can go on with the second drive. The installment is the same procedure, and now we are going to connect the power and data cable. And you have only one power plug here, this one. And then you are going to connect one of the power cables to one of the hard drives. You can't make this wrong, as each plug has its own way in which it enters easy. If it doesn't go in, don't use force, because you are going to break it. Also, the cable here, it's angled, so you can use it here. Otherwise, putting this way, it will hit the cover and force it and bend it. Then use this like this, and then connect to the other side of the drive. And this one is installed. Alright, and now the same for the second drive. And now we are going to put the cover back. You need to take caution with this, so you need to put it over and then slide it in, so those clamps here lock on this part here. So this goes like this, and then you slide it and it locks into position, and now you can start putting the screws back, and that's it. And now let's power it up. Alright, and we are greeted with this message, so it needs us to select the language that we want to have for the menu. A lot of languages are available here. I'm going to go with English, and now we need to set up the admin password. So I'm going to click OK now. Device is activated, keep your password properly, OK. And now we need to insert an email here, and with this email we can recover our password if it gets lost. And I have also inserted my email, and now let's go forward, so you can set a pattern to lock and unlock this. And now we can further set up it, so you can choose the time zone, the date, the format, the date, the time, and I'm going to click on next. Now the network setup, so you can select the interface. It's default on self-adaptive, so it can work even on gigabit networks. And I'm not going to obtain DHCP. I'm going to set this with a fixed IP. Then on the next page I have the hard drives. One is initialized and the other one is abnormal, and both drives were previously used, one in another DVR, the other one PC. So I'm going to actually try to do something with them, and I think that this initialize will erase our data on hard drive. Continue, yes. Alright, so I'm doing that for both drives simultaneously. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the first one is normal, the other one is initializing. And it's now done, and both are in normal state, so I'm going to click on next. And now I have camera setup, and this is for IP cameras, and you can enable H.265 technology. I don't have a IP camera to install now, so let's go next to see what features does this DVR have. And now I'm going to go here. So you have platform access, and it has HIC Connect. You can enable that, and here you can connect probably to the online cloud service of Hikvision, and change password, new admin password. No, I don't want to change that, and I'm going to click on finish. Let's see the interface now, and the interface is proper with no video because yes, I don't have any video camera connected. And now I'm going to auto adjust the monitor image as it was kind of upward and not showing properly, and now it shows properly the whole menu. And on the downside here you have this bar, and also when you right click, now you have the settings here which weren't shown in the image as the image was not centered on the monitor. I'm using the not the HDMI but the analog RGB connectivity. So now I can go here. I have the camera menu, playback menu, file management, where I can check the hard drive, and because this has advanced detection, it can detect human and vehicles, and you can here add plate numbers, area, country. So this scans that and save data. Also for human, you can do some things here. We're going to see that later. You have smart analysis, and you have human search, vehicle searching. That's pretty interesting. You have camera here again. You have HD or IP cameras, and on the IP cameras you can add up to 16 cameras. And you have here privacy mask, video parameters. You can select here resolution for the camera, video, audio. You can choose the channels. You have here audio source, local audio, camera audio. Alright, on the storage you get the drives. You have storage device. You can see both the hard drives. On the advanced mode you have the option to override. You have HDD sleeping, so when there's not activity you can turn the drive off. That saves power and also increases the drive lifespan. You have cloud storage, so you can save to OneDrive and another cloud system. Then on system we have a lot of settings here. General user settings. On network, advanced network, events. And for events you can set here motion detection, video tampering, video loss, alarm input, alarm output, exceptions. And you have smart events like face detection, line crossing, intrusion, audio exception, and sudden scene change. You have the live view options, and you can choose here the output, how to see the cameras when opening, to see the time, and adjust the volume. Then on view you have options here to customize the display of how the cameras are shown. Then we have this channel 0, which, to be sincere, I don't know what exactly does. I need to read about that. You have an option to enable, disable it, and you can choose the frame rate here and bit rate. Alright, we have RS232 connectivity. You have holiday mode. Then on maintenance we have information about the device. We have recording options, alarms. We can see the network settings, hard drives. You have a full log here with information with what is happening, and you can select the type of log information you want to see. You have import, export. This is for creating other folders and doing several things with it. You have the upgrade, and on the upgrade you can upgrade from server, do an online upgrade and camera upgrade. If the camera supports, you have option to go to factory defaults. You can see the network activity, detection, status, hard drive operation, and this is very nice. You can actually check the hard drive status here with smart information, and you can see that my second drive has a status ill here, and all evaluation is false, and self-evaluation has failed. Even though the self-test was done properly, I can self-test it again. And you have an option here to continue to use this even if it has failed. You have bad sector detection, yet again another very good thing, and I can choose the bad drive now working, and I can press also on self-test here, and now it will scan for bad sectors, and it will give me a number here for error counts. Very smart for a DVR, and very useful because you need to have drive failure in mind. That's very important, not to lose all the data. Alright, so I'm going to cancel this for now. And on system service you have RTSP, and enable the interface for online administration, and on VIF for other cameras that have that protocol, so can connect to this DVR. Alright, and here we get the notification that of course the network is disconnected, and we have option here for backup, and you can see here the download. This is for speeds when you are doing stuff, and you have the power off button. It's very important when you want to shut the DVR off for reasons, I don't know for what reasons. When you need to power this off, it's very good to power it off from the menu first, so that it parks the drives and stops the recording, and it will not corrupt the hard drives. Otherwise you risk of doing damage to the recorded information. Also, I highly recommend that you use a UPS for supplying power to this, or using a special battery as a backup for this. When you have power failure, this will keep working. And of course, after you connect the cable for the network, you can access that from a browser, from a remote computer, if you have enabled that in the settings, and you can do everything you can do locally but remotely, and you can change even picture quality. So everything is available here, live view, and that's remote management. And this is with no app. This is directly through the computer browser, which is very good, as sometimes you don't want to use apps. And if you know how to properly set up port forwarding like in the old days, then you don't need to install any kind of applications or cloud apps or do accounts and stuff like that. You can access this directly like you are on the machine there. In the app you are going to have similar features like the interface, like live view, remote playback, devices where you can add DVRs or cameras, alarms, you can set up picture and video quality and configuration for the DVR, but that doesn't work right now because I haven't made an account yet and didn't connect to the DVR. After you make an account on the Hikvision platform, you can actually add the device here. You also need to enable cloud access on the DVR. I'm not going to show you those settings because are very sensitive with a lot of passwords and codes, so it's not a good idea to show them for, of course, security reasons. And now I'm going to select DVR. Yes, it's connected. I'm going to click on next, and now it should find my DVR over the internet, although I have not set up anything else beside activating that Hikvision cloud access, and it has detected it. I accept. I'm going to click next, and adding was complete. The same setup works with both IVMS 4500 and also with HikConnect, which is more advanced, so I recommend this one, but both apps will work and do the same thing. So that was it for now. This was just kind of an introduction and just checking out the overall features of this DVR. It's not a full review or full test. If you want to find something else about this, or you want more information, just ask me in the comment below and I'm going to try to answer you as fast and as best as possible. And maybe you want to find something specific about it, or you have a question, and we are going to sort that. Until my next video, see you and bye bye.